Howdy, folks! Welcome to the mustacheandthebeard.com. Two great geeks changing the world one post at a time. I am Louis Matos. I am the mustache. This video that you're watching is Maelstrom. Enter the Maelstrom number 5.
Right.
And joining me today is my buddy
Junior Figueroa here, a.k.a. The Beard, coming to you from Puerto Rico, where it's hot as hell. Jeez!
Yeehaw!
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, this is not... this is pretty now gotten really humid.
Hot, humid, and it's only June!
Yeah, hot, sticky, and wet. All right.
Just like how I like my women.
All right. So for this video, Enter the Maelstrom is usually where we talk about binge-worthy shows that we
Recommend.
Thank you very much. It's like, oh my God. I'm really distracted with this heat, I'm telling you.
Yeah, you guys, listen, buckaroos, it is hot out here, out in the West.
Giddy up, little doggy.
It is hot.
All right, so so basically we're going to be talking about some shows that we recommend that you binge watch, and our focus on this episode will be westerns.
Westerns, because we're in high June.
High June.
High June.
Yes, where we are going to be. Well, we've been celebrating the western genre and lots of different types of movies and shows in this month. So therefore, let's not delay any longer because it usually takes us a while. I only have 6 shows that I want to talk about.
I got 10.
Oh, well then, I guess you're gonna go right ahead. And,
Do you want me to do all 10? Or do you want me to do 5? Or do 1 and 1?
Yeah, let's just,
okay, we'll do 1 and 1. Right.
Yeah, and since
since I got more.
Yeah.
Okay. All my shows are from Amazon Prime. They're all free. And so you can catch them on Amazon Prime. My first recommendation is the Magnificent 7 TV series. There was a Magnificent 7 TV series. It starred Michael Biehn, Ron Perlman, Dale Midkiff, and of course others. It's supposed to be 7 guys. Yeah. It's supposed to be 7 guys. Anthony Stark is one of them. The premise is 7 gunmen are hired to protect an Old West town. It lasted for 2 seasons with a total of 72 episodes. And my Grey Geek rating for this show is 4.5.
Wow.
I give it a 4.5. I love this show. I watch it over and over again. The obvious chemistry between the 7 leads, it's palpable. So you could tell that they were friends off camera as well as on camera. It simply works. It works, and it works as a western. And I wish it had lasted longer. I really do. So I give it 4.5 Grey Geeks.
Awesome. Okay. Super.
My second recommendation number 2, is The Young Riders, starring a very young, it would have to be young writers, a very young Josh Brolin, a very young Stephen Baldwin, Anthony Zerbe, and of course others, because it was a ensemble cast at Melissa Leo. What's that guy's name? Zach Cutter. The bad guy from The Replacements, the football movie, the quarterback. He starred as the sheriff. It was a show inspired by Young Guns, right? Remember?
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with Young Guns. It simply was inspired by it. It's a show. The premise is these are the adventures of a group of Pony Express riders. Okay, so this is this and what they go through trying to deliver the mail. You know, so actually you should you should this should be your kind of show.
I guess so.
Yeah, 'cause he used to deliver the mail.
Pony Express.
Okay, it lasted 3 seasons for a total of 67 episodes. Okay, and my rating is I'd give it another 4.5 Gray Geeks.
Wow,
it's a good show. It's a good show. They make you fall in love with the characters. You really care. There is a female Pony Express rider. Girls weren't allowed to become Express riders, so she's desperate for the job. So she poses as a boy. Right? She cuts her hair. She wears glasses. She poses as a boy. Accidentally, one of the other riders, who's an orphan, they call him Kid, he discovers that she's a girl. Right? She gets hurt, and he opens up her shirt to help her, and whoa! He got more than he bargained for. And so a romance develops between, he agrees to keep her secret, and a romance develops between the two of them. But the others are looking at like, oh, these two are gay. So it was really cute. And then I believe in the second season, the guy who played Ford in Sequest, the black, he comes on as a northern free man. And he becomes one of the Pony Express riders. So you got a racially mixed cast. Really good show. I recommend it. You can catch it on Amazon Prime. 4.5 Gray Geeks.
Awesome. Now, I'm going to be covering Netflix shows, which there aren't a lot of, all right, that are straight Westerns. Mm-hmm. They have Westerns that are, mashups. And so that's kind of like what we'll be getting. Now, one of the ones that is the straight Western that I'll be talking about is pretty much we've been talking about it. Lady Geek, she wrote a review about it. So I'm going to say Godless, the miniseries. It's a 2017 miniseries. Only 7 episodes. Closed storyline, so there are not going to be any more seasons, folks. It's just a one shot. It was just those 7 episodes.
But the episodes are long, aren't they?
They're like an hour and 10 minutes each, so it's like 7 hours. Some of them are 45 minutes, so they vary. It's however the story needs however long the story needs to be. All right, I guess my star doesn't want to stay put. All right, so it stars Jeff Daniels, Jack O'Connell, Michelle Dockery. Jeff Daniels and Michelle Dockery both won Emmys for their roles in this show. Scoot McNairy, Thomas Brody Sangster, Merritt Weaver, which I love her as an actress. All right, Jeremy Bobb, Whitney Abel, and Samantha Soul. And others. There are over 127 characters in this show. And it's 7 episodes, so they're cramming them in there. But, most of them are smaller parts. But they add to the flavor of the town, of LaBelle, which is, beautiful and the embodiment of women. And so it's almost all female town. The bad guy is Jeff Daniels, kind of a preacher from from Utah. The Mormons, thank you. Yeah, I knew it was the Mormons. All right, so this is a show that you should watch. I'm telling you right now, 5 Great Geeks. I don't want to tell you a lot of the story. But if you look at Lady Geek's review, you will see it is something to behold. And I binge watched it. I'm done with the show, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Feel bad that it's only 1 season, because I could go for more. But That's would be my first recommendation to enter the Maelstrom. 5 Great Geeks. All right.
Me again?
Yes, you again, because you got more.
Oh my God! Okay, number 3. I got The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp. Okay, we're going back, people.
Wow.
1950s, starring Hugh O'Brien. And a lot of other, because the premise of this show is the adventures of the true life lawman Wyatt Earp. And anyone who knows Wyatt Earp's story, you know that he starts out as a lawman in Dodge City and then ends up as a lawman in Tombstone, right? So, and in Dodge City, his sidekick was Bat Masterson, and then like in Tombstone, it's Doc Holliday. So this show actually covers that entire span. It starts out with him in Dodge City and ends with him in Tombstone.
Wow.
So they change the supporting cast. It changes from season to season. It is 6 seasons, people. 6 seasons at a time. When the average season was like 40 episodes, it has 6 seasons, 326
oh my
episodes.
God.
326 episodes. If you really want to binge, this is something you can binge on. Now, my rating is, I give it 4 Great Geeks. It is good. It is entertaining. It is well written, but it's a little dated. I mean, let's face it. It's black and white, and for example, you saw the other day the Lone Ranger thing, and as much as you liked it, you got to admit it's a little dated.
Oh yeah,
It's a little dated. The stunts are a little dated.
The fighting
is
slowed down, and then they roll it faster.
Yeah, so it's a little dated. So for that reason, I'm giving it 4 Great Geeks. But I do recommend it. It's not a slam. I'm not slamming the show. I'm actually saying watch it. Hugh O'Brien is gorgeous. He's gorgeous. I mean, if you watch your steely jawed, dark haired leading man,
action star.
the kind Bruce Wayne, Superman kind of looks. This is the guy for you. So I do recommend it. The Life and Times of Wyatt Earp.
Awesome. All right, and since you mentioned that, I'm going to go to the one that I was going to mention as third, but Winona Earp. Yeah. So on Netflix is the show Winona Earp. It's been on for 3 seasons. It was approved for its 4th season until the pandemic.
Right.
So this has delayed shooting. They're not sure.
Everything across the board.
So even though they say that they may not do a 4th season, Melanie Scrofano is the lead. Dominique Provost Chalkley is her sister. So they're the Earp sisters. Catherine Burrell. Oh my God, she's gorgeous. Tim Rosen, Shamir Anderson. All right, so all of these characters, Winona Earp has been away from purgatory for years, but returns to reluctantly take up the mantle of demon protector. That is what they are. They are demon protectors. She takes out revenants, the resurrected souls of the criminals who were taken down by her great-grandfather.
Wyatt Earp.
Yeah, Wyatt Earp. And she has a team of people trying to prevent revenants from escaping into the real world. Doc Holliday is the immortal best friend of Wyatt, and he helps her. All right, so I loved this show.
There you go, connection.
Yeah, total loving the show. So I gave it 4.5 Great Geeks, because of course my bent is toward the horrific.
Yes, it sounds right up your alley.
So Revenant,
you must have loved watching this.
Yes, I absolutely did. So
matter of fact, you made me want to check it out.
Yeah. You hadn't checked it out.
I hadn't checked it out.
Oh yeah.
No, I knew of the show.
Yeah, I know
because
you
can't possibly. They promote it so much on Netflix.
On Sci-Fi, where this originated, it had the biggest following on Sci-Fi of any show ever. And what happened is they decided, you know how Sci-Fi is. I think they're done.
Yeah.
it's just So it's great that Netflix took up the mantle and is looking to do more.
You know who owns Sci-Fi, right? Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah.
NBC.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Brain dead. Brain dead.
Yes, as we know, when they canceled, was that Star Trek was on NBC? No, it wasn't.
No, they canceled. They canceled in one fell swoop. Lex, Farscape, and Stargate.
Yeah.
They had and you know why? I swear to God, this is the truth. You know why? Because it was a Friday lineup, right?
Uh-huh.
Lex, Farscape, Stargate. Their Friday lineup on the Sci-Fi Channel was beating NBC.
Their TV shows on regular
TV shows
TV.
on regular that were getting higher ratings, and they wiped out their entire Friday lineup.
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense for NBC.
Yes. Moving right along, this is
perfect sense. Let's hopefully this makes sense too.
The next show I got is one that's very dear to my heart. Anybody that wants to disagree with me is open to disagree. But I'm going to tell you why it's so special. My next show is The Cisco Kid, starring Duncan Ronaldo and Leo Carrillo. Okay? The basic premise is the Cisco Kid and his sidekick Pancho right wrongs in the Old West. Right? It's very much in the vein of the Lone Ranger or Hopalong Cassidy, or that type. It's simple, more like for kids, right? It's happy. It's the bad guys don't get shot. They get you shoot the gun out of their hands, and it's that sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
But first let me tell you that it was on for 6 seasons, 156 episodes.
Wow.
Okay? And I'm giving it 5 great geeks.
Wow.
But I'm going to tell you why. It's a personal prejudice. Growing up, this was the only show that the people looked like me.
Oh, really?
You know?
Yeah, I understand.
They looked like me. They were brown. They had curly hair. They
were some Latin.
They were Latin, They had a Cisco Kid and Pancho, and they looked like me, and they sounded like my family, and it just resonated with me. And even to this day, I know it's dated. I know black and white, and all that kind of corny, kind of kid stuff, but still. It meant so much to me as a kid to see these people, and so I can't be impartial. So I'm throwing it out there. I'm giving it 5 great geeks, but I'm letting you know why.
And this is on Amazon Prime.
Yes,
Sounds
free. And also on a cute little aside, I didn't know this when I was a kid. I found this out when I was older. The Cisco Kid, and his sidekick Pancho both have the same name, because he's Cisco because his name is Francisco, and the nickname for Francisco is Pancho. So at the end when he goes, "Hey Cisco, hey Pancho, let's ride," they actually 2 guys riding around with the same name.
Awesome. Cool. All right. That's a good recommend, and 5 great geeks.
Yeah.
5 out of 5. Our scale is up to 5, so.
Yeah, it's the only one I give 5, and I'll admit, that's personal bias.
All right. As long as you put those caveats, people will still be able to watch it.
Yeah, they'll understand. I'm hoping everybody understands.
All right, so I'm going to go to now Longmire.
Oh, the good show.
Yeah, Longmire is a modern Western drama mystery series. Mm-hmm. All right, and the cool part is, yes, it's Western, it's modern Western, but it's also a mystery series. All right, with Katie Sackhoff, Robert Taylor, not the other,
not the old Robert Taylor,
Lou Diamond Phillips, Cassidy Freeman, Graham Greene, and Gerald McRaney. All right, so really good actors we have in this show. Longmire patrols.
Joe McCraney, he's still alive?
He's still alive and he's still kicking. I mean, he still looks like he could kick your butt. So keep making fun.
No, actually, I'm making fun because I love the man.
Oh, okay.
I used to love, what was Simon and Simon, the two brothers. Yeah, I loved them in that show.
All right, so this is a 6-season show. It's closed because there's no more seasons after that.
Really? They ended the show?
They ended the show.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Part of it is the fact that, they thought that because of the pandemic,
Really?
they can't go back. So Longmire patrols the county with a brave face and sense of humor, but deep inside he hides the pain of his wife's death. With the help of his daughter and a new female deputy, he gains a new appreciation for his job. He's committed to putting his life back together again, one piece at a time, and those pieces all involve mysteries. So yeah, I really like this show. I'm telling you, I like mysteries. 4 great geeks. All right, 4 out of 5, which for us is excellent.
Yes. Well, no, 5 is excellent.
Well, 5 is perfect.
yeah. 4 is very good.
Very
good.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good.
All right.
Highly recommend.
Okay.
My 5th recommendation is Hopalong Cassidy. Okay? Starring William Boyd. Now, let me tell you something, people. This is a character and an actor playing this character that lasted for decades.
Yeah.
Decades. There are dozens of Hopalong Cassidy movies played with William Boyd. So what I'm focusing here is the TV show, which is a part of the total aspect of Hopalong Cassidy. He's called Hopalong Cassidy because he got wounded at one time, and recovering from the wound, he limped. So they give him the nickname Hopalong. Okay? The basic premise is that it's the adventures of Hopalong Cassidy and the Bar 20 Ranch. The supporting characters are the people who work at, and they come and go. The various sidekicks and some very famous actors come and go. It is simple. It is like the Lone Ranger, like the Cisco Kid. It's those type of morality plays. They do stories about honesty. They do stories about always telling the truth. About loyalty. It's very, very simple. It's not it's not an adult western. Okay. However, it's a lot of writing and a lot of shooting and a lot of fighting, and you're like, yeah, give me more. So it lasted 6 seasons, 66 episodes, 11 episodes per season. That's because he was also making movies. I know. He was also making movies at the same time as doing the TV show. That's how popular this thing was. So I give it, I give it.
We could use the rain.
It started raining. I give it 4 great geeks. Wow.
That's okay.
Good. We're just going to have to speak louder. I give it 4 great geeks.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to go to another modern Canadian show called Heartland.
Oh, I heard about that.
Heartland is a Canadian family drama on a horse ranch.
Right.
All right. And it is the longest running hour-long Canadian show on Canadian TV.
Really? How long is it?
It's 14 seasons. They just approved the 14th season, so it's not done yet because it's again waiting for the pandemic.
That's why I've heard of it. It's been around for so long.
It doesn't sound like my cup of tea. I think it's more of a younger family drama, and I've watched a couple of episodes, and it's tear jerkers, you know, and it makes me, I cried like this. So like one of those shows that you're like, oh my god.
Oh god!
So you're gonna cry a lot. Amber Marshall, Graham Wardle, Alicia Newton, Michelle Morgan, Sean Johnston, Chris Potter, and that's just a
Chris
few.
Potter.
Yes, Chris Potter. Yes, Chris Potter.
That's Chris Potter from
Yes.
From Kung Fu.
Very comfortable. Yeah, very.
Yes.
Yes. And that's just again a few of this disparate and huge cast because it's soap opera type.
Yeah.
But family.
It's a Western soap opera. Yeah.
But it's more like family. You know, it's like Pa. You know. All right. So so 11 seasons are on Netflix, and there are 2 other seasons that they haven't given to Netflix yet because they're still showing them on TV.
Oh, really?
Yes, because so only 11 seasons are on.
This is a Canadian show.
Yeah, and it's still going on. It's still going on. All right, so
I've watched a lot of Canadian shows. They're quality shows. They're high quality.
A Family's Life on a Ranch, a drama with heart, kind of soap opera type stuff. 11 seasons still airing on Canadian TV. I mean, it's still airing on Canadian TV, although 11 seasons have been given to Netflix. The 14th season was halted by the pandemic, and it had a spin-off series on top of everything else. So yes, this clearly a very popular show. I'm giving it 4 Grey Geeks because despite the fact that it's not my thing and I've seen a couple of episodes, every episode I've seen has ended with me crying. All right.
Number 6 for me is Bat Masterson, starring Gene Barry. I'm sure your dad mentioned it.
Did he?
Yes. When we were reminiscing about TV shows. The basic premise is the adventures of true life gunfighter Bat Masterson. Now, Gene Barry went on to, he had already established a name for himself as a movie actor, and he did this show, and then after this he did Burke's Law, and after that he did The Name of the Game, and he was still making movies. So he was one of those actors that traveled back and forth from movies to TV shows. Extremely popular actor, and this show was like made for him. The bowler hat, the cane, the whole nine. It was on 3 seasons for a total of 108 episodes, and I give it 4 Grey Geeks simply because it well made show, well written, well played. It needed to be an hour, and it was a half hour. It was introduced at a time when all shows were half-hour shows. And so you watch episodes, and some of the episodes are like, that's it?
It's too short.
It's too short. It's too short. And it leaves you, you have a feeling of
what? Really? You left it there?
You left it there? That's it? And so for that reason, I'm giving you 4 Grey Geeks, but I do recommend the show. If you like westerns, you like old westerns, watch this show. Absolutely. And now also for my 7th, similar. It was a show called The Rebel. It starred Nick Adams. Right? Again, Nick Adams was an actor who, in his time, was well known. Okay, young guy, cut from the James Dean cloth, So the premise is it's the adventures of a Confederate soldier, Johnny Yuma, after the Civil War. The show takes place right after the Civil War has ended, and he's wandering the West, and this is the kind of stuff that he has adventures that he runs into trouble simply because he's an honest guy and the son of a sheriff, So and he withdraw, but he's still wearing his Confederate hat and his Confederate pants, and there's some people that don't like that, you know. So Johnny Yuma teaches them the era of their ways. Okay, it lasted for 2 seasons, 76 episodes for 2 seasons.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now again, I give this one 4 Great Geeks for the same reason. For the same reason, there are times when the very first episode, for example, everything happens. You know, Johnny Yuma rides him to town. Bad stuff happens. He takes care of it. You know, and you're like, oh, okay. I would like to have been a little drawn, a little more meat to the story, you know. But they had to tell it to you in 25 minutes. So, and the bad guy in the first episode is Hoss from God, you would have loved to have seen him. You would have loved to have seen him be more of a bad guy. You know, it was too quick. So I recommend the show, 4 Great Geeks, but the minus in the show is that
too short.
Too short. It's a half-hour show.
Alrighty. This one, it was in the Western section. I mean, not that, you know, Netflix doesn't have a Western section like
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime has.
Yeah, it's real easy. Just, you know, type in free Westerns. Boom.
Yeah, it just goes. It has them all there, and you're like, oh yeah, that one's nice. That's a John Wayne. That's a John Wayne, and then that's a Randolph Scott. Oh, that's an Audie Murphy. Yeah. So they have them. They don't have them.
And if you're looking for TV shows, all you have to do is put
right
free Western TV series.
Yep. All right, so let's take a look at Frontier. This is a 3 seasons show with Jason Momoa, Jessica Matten, Evan Jonikic, Zoe Boyle, Landon Liboiron, and Alan Hocko. This was going to be a 4th season, but because, again, the pandemic, they decided, you know what, let's just end the show here. All right, so it's closed. It was 18 episodes, so each season is just 6 episodes. So you kind of get that same sense of, what? That's it? You know? So the series chronicles the North American fur trade in late 1700s. Yeah. Canada, a part Irish, part Cree outlaw, is campaigning to breach the Hudson Bay Company's monopoly on fur trade in Canada, which has become corrupt. I think I've heard that before. Engaging in illegal activity to enrich itself. And so Jason Momoa's character, not too happy about that.
I saw the pilot for that.
Yeah,
I watched the first episode.
Yeah, so it's
very violent. It's a very violent show.
It's good. You know, again, it's a vehicle for Jason Momoa to kick butt, you know. And he looks physically like he could do it, you know. Yeah. So it's not yet the Wild West, but it's getting there.
Yes,
you know? It's a period piece in the late 1700s, so it's getting there.
It's a Western like Daniel Boone is a Western.
Yes. You know? And again, I felt I could watch more of this. I could. So yeah, my I would say 4 Great Geeks, and because I wanted more. I like the violence. All right, you're next.
Okay, my number 8 for me is a show called Yancey Derringer. Okay, this starred Jock Mahoney. Jock Mahoney went on to fame as playing Tarzan. Gorgeous guy. He started out as John Wayne's stunt double, and he also has the prestige, the honor of being Sally Fields' stepfather. He's the one who raised her.
Oh,
okay?
Wow.
So the premise is Yancey Derringer returns from the Civil War, and he acts as an undercover agent in Old West New Orleans. He has an Indian sidekick, and everybody thinks he's a gambler, when really he's working for the Justice Department. And there's corruption going on. I mean, this is following the Civil War. There was a lot of corruption going on in the South during that time, and so he's cleaning up New Orleans. The show has only lasted for one season, 33 episodes, but it is a good show, and Josh Mahoney is a very well. You can see why he went from this to becoming a movie star, and very personable, sucks you in. So I'm giving it a 4.5 Grey Geeks, despite the fact that it's only one season. I'm giving it 4.5 Grey Geeks. I enjoyed the show.
Awesome.
Okay, gang. Number 9 for me is Tombstone Territory. Tombstone Territory. I remember this show watching it as a kid, and also my cousin Eddie. It happens to be his favorite Western show.
Wow.
Yes. So it stars Pat Conway, right? And the basic premise is it's simple: the adventures of Sheriff Clay Hollister in the Old West, right? 3 seasons for 91 episodes, right?
Wow.
And 91 episodes. I mean, that's
30 episodes a season.
That's like today that have been 6 seasons. You know,
Amazon, it would have been 9. Nice.
Absolutely. Good show. Not my favorite. I give it 3.5 Grey Geeks. Simply, one, again, half-hour show. So it leaves you hanging. And 2, the episodes tend to be, I've seen them before. If you watch, if you watch the Batman system, and if you watch, Wyatt Earp, and there's so many times that you can see
the same.
The sheriff get a posse go after a wrongly accused man, and so I gave it 3.5 Grey Geeks.
Okay.
Cool. Little recommendation, but.
All right. My last recommendation is Hell on Wheels. 5 seasons. It was an AMC show with Anson Mount.
Right, you were telling me about that.
Colm Meaney, Carmen, Dominique McGilligut, Tom Noonan, and Eddie Spears, just to name a few. This is a Western about the construction of the first transcontinental railroad across the United States. This series chronicles, them building the railroad, the Union Pacific Railroad and its workers, the mercenaries, the prostitutes who lived, worked, and died in the mobile encampment that they called Hell on Wheels. And they followed the railhead. So every time it's like boom, that's
right.
where
If they did 10 miles,
yep.
and moved down 10 miles, they followed the.
Don't they wish?
I'm just using that as an example.
The story,
really, they were lucky if they got a mile done.
The story focuses on Mount's character, Cullen Bohannon, who was a Confederate soldier. Mm-hmm. He joins the railroad to kill Union soldiers to take revenge for their killing of his wife and his son. Mm-hmm. So it's, and Anson Mount is a great actor.
Yes, we've been watching him on Star Trek Discovery.
And in Inhumans. And listen, I'm telling you, I'm giving this 5 Grey Geeks. It was.
Check this out.
Yes, you've got to watch this show. Now, it's violent, and it is, and there's some times that you're like, violence for violence sake. Where did that come from? So it's kind of like watching The Sopranos sometimes. Right.
So, I get what you mean.
So, because it's like sudden, all right? And so I want to tell you, I really enjoyed this show. It could have gone on forever for me. And also, it would have gone on longer. It's just, again, this, the pandemic, and then makes everybody think twice and say, you know what, I think we're done here,
I suppose that shows like that are more outdoors, it's more of a risk and everything. If you're doing a show with closed sets, you can control the
Yes,
environment.
absolutely.
But you can't really do that if you're doing a show about a railroad and you're out the country.
And everybody's got to be so close together because they're all perspiring as they're working. It's like, probably not a good idea. So, but I wanted to tell you that I am so enthusiastic about this show. You really should watch this show.
Okay, gang, for my last entry, I have The Adventures of Jim Bowie. Jim Bowie, Jim Bowie. Okay, it stars Scott Forbes. Now that's a knife. It stars Scott Forbes, and the premise is the adventures of true life Jim Bowie in the Old West, Louisiana. Okay? It ran for 2 seasons for a total of 74 episodes.
Wow.
And let me tell you right off the bat, the very first episode is how he makes and uses the knife, the famous Bowie knife, and it's really cool. Again, half-hour show, dated, okay, but I really enjoyed watching that episode about how he got that knife, and they show you that the knife so clearly, and it's so beautiful. So I recommend the show. I give it 4 Griggies.
Wow. And it's 74 episodes. And if you like fast, one episode after the other, boom, boom, and half-an-hour episodes, you get a lot.
And let me tell you, I am amazed. I am amazed at these half-hour shows back, in the early days of TV. The half-hour shows, the quality of the writing. You got 25 minutes to tell a story, an entire story, 3 acts. They're not cutting out anything, and they do it.
You can't watch it while you're on your phone because
it's quick. And then if you're watching it like this on there's no commercials, so it's straight. You have to sit there watching it like this, and it works. And then the beauty. If you're a geek like us, watching old actors that you knew, like Charles Bronson, young Charles Bronson, or like a horse that I told you, a horse, and watching these actors come on and playing something else, doing something out of type, like Charles Bronson, and he'll be an alcoholic, it's fun, it's fun, and isn't that what Westerns are supposed to be?
Him playing a bad guy.
Playing a bad guy. Isn't that what Westerns are supposed to be? Aren't they supposed to be fun?
Yeah.
Isn't it supposed to be fun? So I for that I recommend this show. That's it for me. I know that's it for you.
Yep.
I just want to say one thing. This was not planned. We do into the Maelstrom. He picks his shows. I pick mine, and then when we come over here, we discover what each one did. But if you notice, I did all old shows, and he did. My partner did all modern shows.
Yep.
Beautiful. You got a beautiful mix there. Beautiful mix there. And I hope you'll take you take a recommendation seriously, and binge watch. Get yourself some popcorn, and don't move from that sofa. That's an order, partner.
Okay. With that having been said, I'll tell you, I love the fact that you had chosen some of these shows. I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard of it. Now, I might have heard it when I was younger, but that Jim Bowie, I totally want to see that. I totally, you got me hooked. All right, so I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe. All of you, thank you for watching us.
We love you.
Yes. My name is Louis Matos. I am the mustache.
My name is Junior Figueroa, and I be the beard.
Thank you for watching. See you later.
Hasta la vista.
Take it easy.
And peace.